In a biblical setting marked by stories of faith, overcoming challenges, and transformation, the narrative of Jacob wrestling with God stands out as an emblematic episode. There is a deeper meaning, context, and purpose to this struggle, revealing a message from God that will provide a broader understanding of this intriguing passage. Jacob ended up wrestling with God because he was facing a tremendous difficulty and needed a miracle. Jacob, a central figure in the book of Genesis and one of the great biblical heroes, is portrayed as a man whose life was permeated with challenges from birth. His struggle with his twin brother named Esau, his cunning schemes, and the escape to Haran set the stage for the transformation that would later occur in his spiritual journey, reaching its climax during an unforgettable night of wrestling with a celestial being. This episode plays a crucial role in understanding the relationship between the divine and the human. The battle between Jacob and God takes place on the banks of the Jabbok River, symbolizing a crucial threshold in his life. This geographical point becomes a symbolic stage where the tumultuous waters reflect Jacob's internal turmoil. The clash between Jacob and God was not only physical but also symbolic and spiritual. This crucial event carries profound messages about perseverance, self-discovery, and faith. By exploring the layers of this struggle, we will glimpse lessons that transcend the ancient pages of the Bible and resonate in modern life. Before the confrontation, Jacob sends his family and belongings to the other side of the river, remaining alone. This act reveals a moment of solitude and deep reflection, indicating that his imminent struggle is not only physical but spiritual and internal. The struggle and transformation of Jacob with God are described as intense and prolonged. Jacob refuses to yield, declaring, "And he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed." Genesis 32, verses 26 to 28. In this audacious challenge, Jacob not only wrestles with God but seeks a transformative blessing. At the end of the struggle, Jacob is renamed Israel, which means one who wrestles with God. This change of identity represents not only a physical victory, but a spiritual transformation. Jacob emerges not just as a fighter, but as a transformed man, reconciled with himself and with God. The story of Jacob and his nocturnal struggle echoes as a profound metaphor for the human journey. Like Jacob, every individual faced challenges, doubts, and internal conflicts. The message left to us is clear. Transformation often requires confronting our own fears, situations that leave us sad and worried, challenging the status quo and seeking blessings beyond conventional understanding. As we contemplate Jacob's struggle and transformation, we are invited to reflect on our own journeys. The courage to wrestle with God, represented by our dilemmas and uncertainties, can become a bridge to self-discovery and spiritual growth. Jacob, emerging as the victor, leaves us a legacy of perseverance, faith, and the promise that internal struggles can result in a new identity, full of meaning and purpose. Jacob was returning to his homeland after many years in his father-in-law's house. He received news from his brother Esau, threatening to end his life over past grievances. In an attempt to appease Esau's anger, Jacob sent gifts and was deeply concerned about his family's safety. He began to pray to God for help and deliverance. On that same night, he took his entire family in camp and stayed alone. Then someone appeared and wrestled with him until dawn. Jacob insisted that he would only let go if blessed, refusing to surrender to God. Jacob emerged victorious not only for the impending encounter with his brother, but also received an eternal blessing that would endure in future generations. This spiritual triumph transcends the pages of the Bible, offering us a lesson that even in the most challenging struggles, we can emerge strengthened and blessed. The long-awaited reunion between Jacob and Esau is a poignant moment of redemption and reconciliation. Years of separation and a history of family conflicts hung over this imminent meeting, but the outcome reveals a remarkable transformation in the dynamics between the brothers. Upon seeing Esau from a distance, Jacob prostrated himself 7 times as a sign of respect, an expression of submission, and possibly a symbolic gesture of his willingness to undo the past grievances. The emotionally charged atmosphere unfolds when Esau runs to meet Jacob and warmly embraces him. This surprising gesture contrasts with expectations of a hostile confrontation, revealing a heart willing to forgive. The exchange between the brothers is laden with emotion and symbolism. Esau, upon seeing Jacob's gifts, initially refuses, insisting that he already has enough. However, Jacob persists, and when Esau finally accepts, it signals not only material acceptance but also emotional and spiritual reconciliation. This gesture symbolizes overcoming past rivalries for genuine reconciliation. The ensuing conversation is revealing, showing a fundamental shift in both perspectives. Esau, inquiring about Jacob's entourage, declares that he doesn't need wealth as he already has enough. This statement reflects an inner transformation in Esau, indicating that the pursuit of peace and harmony has become more valuable than material possessions. Jacob, in turn, acknowledges divine benevolence by stating that seeing Esau's face is like seeing the face of God. This profound assertion suggests a broader understanding of the spiritual complexities involved in reconciliation, highlighting divine intervention in the journey of the two brothers. The reunion of Jacob and Esau is a testament that redemption is possible, even in the most challenging circumstances. The ability of both brothers to transcend past wounds, forgive, and embrace peace is a powerful example of how reconciliation can overcome even the deepest family divides. As we contemplate this episode, we are prompted to reflect on our own relationships and consider the possibility of redemption amid seemingly insurmountable conflicts. The reunion of Jacob and Esau resonates as an invitation to reconciliation, reminding us that even when our stories are stained by intrigue and misunderstanding, there is always room for grace and restoration. Here are 5 lessons we can learn from Jacob's struggle with God. Persistence in the face of adversity. Jacob's struggle with God teaches us about the importance of persistence in the face of adversity. Even wounded, Jacob refused to give up, insisting on receiving the divine blessing. This perseverance inspires us to face life's struggles with resilience, trusting that, in the process, we can find transformation. Some of our problems may seem unsolvable or take too long for the suffering to end. But like Jacob, fight for your blessing. Exert yourself like never before. Doing the same things will continue to yield the same results. Consider changing your strategy today. Don't let life's adversities distract you from God, the one who will help you solve your problems. Self-knowledge and humility. Before the struggle, God asks Jacob about his name, an invitation to self-evaluation. Admitting his true name, which means deceiver, reflects Jacob's humility. The lesson here is that true transformation begins with honesty with oneself, a journey of self-knowledge and humility. This journey in his life may continue to deepen his knowledge of the Lord, bringing a new perspective to all the things he is aspiring to. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. Proverbs 9:10. Seeking divine blessing. Jacob refused to let go of the man he was wrestling with without receiving the blessing. This attitude symbolizes the persistent pursuit of divine blessing. We learn that, amid our struggles and quests, it is crucial to seek God's guidance and blessing, recognizing our divine dependence. Whenever you are in doubt about taking a step, pray to God to choose for you. By doing this, the number of new problems tends to decrease, and the old problems gradually fade away because we are letting God rule our lives and guide us. You will never regret talking to God. Deep spiritual transformation. Jacob's struggle resulted in a change not only physical but spiritual. He was renamed Israel, meaning one who struggles with God. The lesson here is that often our deepest conflicts can lead to significant spiritual transformations, shaping our identity in ways we cannot anticipate. This spiritual transformation only comes when we go through trials, allowing us to strengthen ourselves and create a deeper intimacy with God. Trusting in the process of redemption. Jacob's limp after the fight serves as a reminder that redemption often leaves its marks. However, Jacob's journey also led to a transformative reunion with his brother Esau. The final lesson is that even in the scars of the past, there is room for redemption and experiences that lead us to a new phase of relationships and understanding. This trust will take away all anxiety, worry, and any anguish, giving rise to spiritual growth, emotional strength, a true saint of God. Jacob, in wrestling with God, inspires us to face our own internal conflicts with tenacity, faith, and courage without wanting to retreat. His transformation not only illustrates the possibility of change but also encourages us to embrace struggles as opportunities for spiritual growth. Like Jacob, we can emerge victorious not only in the face of external challenges, but most importantly, in the battles we wage within ourselves. May Jacob's story be an invitation to reflection and an encouragement for those seeking a journey of self-transformation and the pursuit of divine blessings in their lives.